Good morning, happy people. Welcome back to another live trading session. Joining in now at 8:50 a.m. The market is rallying up because news just came out that Iran is willing to basically end this nuclear freeze and war and all this stuff. And yeah, it's all over financialjuice.com. So things are moving up. I'm going to try to make some money before market opens here if possible. So over here on the left, I have the 1 minute chart. You can see there, I was zooming in and out on it. Over here, I have the 5 minute chart. I keep them both up just because I like to watch the fair value gaps that form on each individual chart. And yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at here. These are the micro NASDAQ contracts, currently outside hours of 9:30 to 4. It's 8:50 in the morning, so I'm only going to trade probably 2 contracts prior to market open if I get a clean setup. But right now, kind of waiting to see where everything falls. If this rally continues up to my next support and resistance level up here at around 29,448, or if it falters and comes back down because we are at a level here that is unmarked, but it's a level nevertheless. So we're going to see. The 5 minute chart here, it shows it's falling back into a fair value gap, which is good. It may bounce off of that. Might take a long if it comes back down here and ride it up. But we'll be patient, not trying to lose anything today. Today, I'm trading on my Lucid Trading Funded account. It's a 50K funded account. I passed it in a couple days last week. And right now my balance is sitting at $50,373. So I've clipped off a couple $100. Let's see, I think I traded Thursday, Friday live on it. So yeah, working my way up. A couple more days and we'll get a payout on it. Yeah, I like to trade the support and resistance levels that come through here. So my entries are usually around the 200-day EMA. I'm sorry, the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. The yellow is the 50-day moving average. The white is the 200-day, and the blue one is VWAP. Looks like a clean bounce there. No, I think I'm going to do one contract. I'll wait for a better entry. Yeah, it's kind of breaking above that level, which is good. I want to see some continuation. It has broken out of the channel that it was in, purely because news pushed it up. So that's good. Patience. A lot of sellers hitting it back down here on the 1 minute chart. You can see the big top of the candle here. That big wick down. Let's go ahead and buy one. We're in one long. Let's see if we can get it to push up to the next level. Not too often I take trades before market open. Usually it has to be a pretty big news piece to continue a rally with low volume. But you can see volume did pick up over here. So because of that, I'm thinking maybe we can continue to move up a little bit. We've had quite a bit of selling pressure the last couple sessions. Everything coming through clear? Good. Yeah. Wonderful. Zoom in here on this. Again, my target up here is the 448, 446, something like that. Let's see if we can get a solid push up. A little continuation would be fantastic. Start the morning out with a win. Get some of this coffee in me. I'm tired. I don't know about you guys, but Mondays are tough sometimes to get going. Do, 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 do. Let me know what you guys think about the live stream setup here with the background and everything. Worked on it a little over the weekend, trying to get something visually entertaining. Um, yeah, a lot of different software platforms out there to live stream with. This is OBS. I've got Ecamm Live. I've got Meld. I've got quite a few of them. This is the only one that seems to really do a good job of just getting live and going streaming without all the complex things. All right. I almost feel like taking this off. We're up $14 and we're not really pumping. There's a little bit. No. It's a little push. There we go. All right. I'm going to close that. Small victory, but a victory nevertheless. What did we make on that trade? $16 on that trade. Okay. Nothing special. Nothing special. Let's see if there's anything else we can add to this live stream. I think there are quite a few. Might have closed it just a minute too early. I like that. Got to put that in there. Let's add something to this stream here. Put a little bottom overlay on the board here. Bring it down just a little bit. Whoop. Well, it definitely took the direction that I thought it was going to. Has a nice little breakout going on right here. Could have stayed in it longer, but again, one contract's not going to move the needle much. A $16 win trading at 9 o'clock in the morning is not my normal trading. Usually I'll scalp silver contracts and take a move like that and make it worthwhile. One contract just kind of bores me. Bam, 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 bam. All right. Other things we need to be on the lookout for today. Let's run through them. Let's see here. Today, no major news today. Again, the only major news right now is that Iran wants to hold a long multi-stage truce, including a long-term nuclear freeze instead of a full-on dismantling. Um, so that's what's driving this little push right now, is Iran's news that they're willing to work with us. So that's good. Oh. Oh, big down. Glad I got out of there when I did. Yep, glad I got out of there. There was the move up and then the fake out kind of that comes with it sometimes. See if I can make my trading charts a little bigger for you guys, preferably. And that's why you're here, right? That should probably be better, right? Put myself over here out of the way a little. Let you guys see the action. That easier to see, I hope. Just want to know. I imagine that is much easier to see. Potential another entry here. It's coming right back into that 5-minute fair value gap, which I like. The 1-minute chart over here, you can see it's wandering around a little bit. May just wait. Let's look at a bigger macro picture and see where maybe we're going today. So this is the 1-hour chart where I like to mark a lot of my levels. That's why I don't have this one marked. You can see nothing too perfect in it. Good clean bounce around the 200-day moving average. And right now we're bouncing off the 50 on the 1-hour chart, which signals a good entry. We're still in a downtrend, just slightly, with a delta volume of 1.63%. Hang on one second, folks. All right. And we're back. All right. Got a good pump off of there. Tempted to take a long position here, But right before market open, I don't know. I think we'll just wait. We'll sideline this one. Um, a lot of my entries, I like to take off the 200-day moving average. You can see here it's bouncing and then it pulls away. Really, really clean entries a lot of times when you do get an entry like that. The 50 is respected at times. You can see it's blown through multiple times though, so it's not as respected as the 200. So that is why I followed the 200 more than the 50. In terms of where this could go today, I have no clue. We're filling in a fair value gap up here from previous days, and we have a fair value gap down here from this morning. So this could be a little turbulent this morning. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. I should put a little text on the board. Running total of profit for the day, maybe for you guys. Let's do this. We'll say plus $16 on the day, which is pathetic, but it is what it is. All right, we need to change the color of that somehow. I don't know how to change the color. Still learning. Select color. That's pretty easy. Put that down here. Okay. 1 minute chart's still showing some clear clear support, if you will, coming off the fair value gap. Let's get back over here. Yeah, 5 minutes still showing it. Yeah. Let me know in the chat. I think I'm going to make a whole series about why I trade futures versus options. I traded options from 2011 through 2022, and then I switched over to futures contracts in 2022, and I've been doing that for the past 4 years now, and it's been good. It's a lot easier than options contracts. If you want to know more about it, I can make a video series on it. But the idea is basically you either buy it or you sell it. Whereas in options contracts, you can buy or sell, and you also have calls and puts, and you have time decay. Futures contracts don't have time decay. So if you get into a position at a specific price, you can get out of it for a profit or loss at that price. Options contracts, the price can come back to that same point, and the value of your options contract will be different because of the time decay. So much more complex. You don't have to have perfect entries and exits with options. You're kind of waiting for time decay to kick in. So totally different ball game when it comes to trading futures contracts versus options contracts. But man, if the market was open right now, this is a clean setup for a long. I mean, it's just bouncing off this fair value gap. I just don't know if the volume's going to hold it. Yeah, we're getting a little oversold here in the RSI. Even though that's a lagging indicator, I still use it. That big hammer down on the 1 minute is the only thing that's concerning right now. But let's see. Welcome. See, we have a viewer in here. Come on in. Market's going to open here at 9:30. We're going to go a lot bigger, multiple contracts after the market opens and settles out. Usually give it the first 5 minutes and then I start trading. I like the 5 minute opening range technique where the first 5 minute candle that forms, I wait for it to break out of that, retest it, and then I'll take a long or a short based on that. And that's been a pretty consistent strategy of mine over the past 4 years. That one, and also entering when we come across the 200-day moving average, which is the white line here, which is basically where we're at on the 5 minute right now. And on the 1 hour, we're on the 50 moving average right there. So we got a lot of things looking good for a long at the moment. Let's see if we can get a really good entry here. Yep. No, let's take a long. Let's just go for it. In one long, primarily because the moving average on the 15 minute is right here. I like that. The 1 hour, we're above the 50-day. We're filling a fair value gap here. So we'll let this one run a little bit. Got 20 more minutes. Maybe you can make $20 or something. And squeeze the market for a little juice before market open. It's always fun. Making money before the market even opens. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat or in the comments. Happy to answer as many as I can. Again, I do this full time. This is not financial advice. You're just watching me trade how I trade, but I'm happy to answer questions. I've had a lot of friends come to me because they see the kind of income I pull in, and they ask me, how do you do this? I want to learn. Well, I'm an open book. I'll show you everything I do and everything I know, and you can learn from it, take what you want from it. One of my good buddies actually started trading with me 2 months ago, and he just made $20,000 last month. So it's not for everybody, but when it sticks with some people, man, it really sticks. And that's awesome. It's fun to be able to change people's lives, especially your friends, you know. I think trading is not rocket science. It's emotional control. That's the biggest thing. People see dollars and they get emotionally involved, so they start trading with emotion rather than logic. And at the end of the day, this is just math. That's all it is. It's like running a casino. Casinos win because over the long term, they know their mathematical advantages and their calculations work. And that's the same with this. You take emotion out of it, you put the same amount of risk on, and at the end of the day, your math should work out in your favor. And when it goes against you, it doesn't destroy you. That's the biggest thing. You don't let emotion or math destroy you. You don't size up to the point where one trade's going to wipe you out. You know, you take 100 trades and maybe you lose 20 of them, but you win 80 of them. And mathematically, those 80 winners should put you well into profit versus those 20 losers. So that's just how you have to approach trading altogether. A little profit here. There we go. 30 some bucks. I like it. I'm going to close that for a $28 win just because we are pre-market. I think there's going to be multiple times where this scales up and down. What are we up on the day here? 42.50 on the day now. $42.50 before the market opens on a single contract trading. It's not the worst, not the best, but it's something. Better than a poke in the eye, as they say. Love to get some music going in this thing, but I'm not sure I can play music on a live stream. I don't know how that works. Questions, comments, feel free to leave them in the chat. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Again, just watching this fair value gap here. I'd like to see it come back in, retest, and push. It would be, well, assumptions are always what make an ass out of you and me, so I don't like to assume. But I like this fair value gap, and I like the support and resistance down here for a potential to push even higher today. That's kind of where my thought process is. We've broken the downtrend, and we may push back up, especially because the war has some good news. Iran has stated that they want to hand over the enriched uranium to Russia. They agreed a long-term nuclear freeze instead of a full dismantling, and they are looking for gradual and safe opening of the strait again, which would be awesome for everybody in the world. So that's basically what we're listening to this morning on the news, and waiting for the market to open so we can trade at larger scale and make some money. Getting a little retracement, volumes dipping down, which is to be expected. 13 minutes until market open. This is usually when I like to make sure my coffee cup is full. Step away and use the restroom if you need to, just so you're prepared for when the market opens. And be locked and loaded come 9:30. If you're not familiar with what is on my screen, this is TradingView that I use as my charting platform. And then I have a couple indicators on there that I can go into in more in depth. But basically, the fair value gap is a big part, super trend, and the moving averages and VWAP. So you get your volume, you got your volumatic, basically super trend. The fair value gaps automatically marked, super nice indicator there. Love that one. And then the moving average, the 250 day. The 50 day is the yellow, the 200 is the white, and VWAP is down here, the little blue line. Again, on the left side of here, I have the 1 minute chart, and then over here, I have the 5 minute chart. I just like to have them both open so I can see what's going on, if they're hitting fair value gaps, or what's going on. Right now, we are bouncing off of a fair value gap. Glad I took that exit. You can see here the entry and the exit. We've pushed down since, which is why I took the victories when I could. What we got over here? All right, 9 minutes to market open. We're just filling in that fair value gap, which is good. Um, that'll probably make it push up a little bit. We'll see. May end up taking along pretty quick here near market open, just to see if we can get a little bit of this rally. Oh man. Ugh. Hopefully everybody that watches this had a great weekend and they're ready to attack the morning. I think it's important on the weekends to do a full reset. I trade Monday through Friday most weeks, not every week, but most weeks. And I like the Saturdays and Sundays to be a full decompression. Go out, go fishing, get away from the screens and the computers, and just come back so that Monday morning here I am, and I have the focus and the drive to participate actively in the market rather than being burnt out from constantly looking at the news and worrying about charts and trying to do all this stuff. So it's important to step away, I think, and get a good clean reset. I like to golf as well, so I go fishing or golfing, get my brain off of trading and finance, and just enjoy life and every day that comes with it. So now we're ready to attack today. And I can do all this. That's cool. Fun. Interesting. All sorts of fun backgrounds I could play with, I guess. Cool. Learning new stuff about my webcam. Cool. All right. Let me try shrinking this window just a little bit for you guys so you can see more of the 1 minute chart as well. I think it's important to see both. So what I'm watching here is this fair value gap. I want to see some support. It's bouncing off the 50 moving average pretty consistently, which is good for strength and support. 5 minutes before market open, that's really where we're kind of watching. The volume's going to kick in here at 9:30, and once that volume comes, it could change everything. We could break it. We could push. We could. Who knows? Based on how things are going right now, my expectation is we push up because we're filling in this fair value gap and we're holding here. But we may have a giant candle that takes us down to this fair value gap and then we push up. I don't know. I can't predict the future. I just react to what I see as it comes out. And for that reason, I'm just going to stay on the sidelines, be patient, a couple more minutes until market opens, and then we'll decide what we're doing at that time. 9:26. Mm-mm-mm. All right. Get some bigger candles as we close in on that 9:30 mark. Again, if you're just tuning in, just watching this fair value gap getting filled in. Um, my blue lines here are support and resistance lines that I mark from usually the 1 hour charts. You can see we're filling in this fair value gap we made, and we bounced off the 200-day moving average pretty cleanly. So good news. We're on the 200-day. On the 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart over here, we're pretty far away from it. 1-minute chart, we're on the 50-day. So all things setting up for what I think could be a push up. I'm gonna wait and see what we do before I take a position here. I'd like to catch a long and let this thing ride all the way back up here to like 448, 449. I'm going to scale my contract size up to 2. A lot of times I wait for the first 5-minute range to fill in. Today, just given the setups look pretty good right out of the gate, I may take a position earlier. We will decide here in just a moment. We got 40 seconds until market open. We'll get it. Again, 1-minute chart over here, 5-minute chart over here. TradingView is the charting platform of my choice in case you're tuning in wondering what you're looking at. All right, market open. Big pump down. Let's see what happens. Give it a minute to settle this out. I think this is going to be a big candle. Wouldn't be surprised to see it push up, but I'm going to just sit here and wait and see because we got this 5-minute value gap, a bunch of them, frankly. Yeah, I think this is going to be the push up. Yeah, I kind of wanted to take a long there. I didn't pull the trigger on it. Oh, give it a minute. Give it a couple minutes, frankly. I'd like to see that first 5-minute candle form before I really do anything. Hindsight, it always feels bad when you miss out on a trade, but boy, the only thing worse than missing out on a trade is getting stuck in a loser and not having your confirmation of entry. So I'm just going to be patient. Already up $42.50 on the day after commissions and fees. Traded 2 single contracts this morning between 8:50 and market open. So little baby wins, but hey, making A little bit of money before market opens, never a bad thing. Let's see where we're going here today. Showing some good support off that fair value gap there. That's really good. It's bouncing cleanly off my support and resistance level here, which is good. Let's see, is there any other news? Iranian official did not immediately comment on whether U.S. has agreed to waive oil sanctions during the talks. We were told by the source that the U.S. has agreed to waive oil sanctions. Oh, okay. So more mixed media verbiage. 1 minute chart is passing right through. Could see the winds I had this morning, there to there and here to here. Now we're waiting to see if we can get another entry. Getting a lot of sell-off. When I look at fair value gaps, guys, I'm looking at the lowest fair value gap. Like, I ignore these two. I would be looking down here at this one. Just because if you see a bunch of them, the only one that's really valid is the lowest one. So that's why I don't expect any of these other ones to hold. Doesn't mean I'm right, just how I look at it. I've learned over the years that if I could trade less with high quality setups, bet big, don't bet often. You can make far more money than trying to trade 28 times a day and being wrong. The biggest thing I've learned is knowing how much you're going to risk on a trade and keeping that defined. Going into a trade saying, oh, I don't know how much I'll let this one go into drawdown for, usually backfires. So going into a trade, know what your numbers are, know what your expectations are, and know what your emotional intelligence can handle. That way you don't get burned by one trade and you're done for the day or done forever. All right, one more minute, and we got 30 seconds as candle closes. I'm looking for the 5 minute value gap or 5 minute breakout. So this is the first 5 minute candle forming right here. And what I want to see is it come below that or come above it, retest it, and shoot up or shoot down. One of the two. That's basically where I'm sitting on the sidelines waiting for that to form. The 1 minute chart on the left, it's got a lot of noise, as you can see, versus the 5 minute chart on the right. If you have any questions, guys, leave them in the chat. Happy to answer them. Trading can be lonely at times, so having a group come together and just talk, shoot the crap, it can help morale stay up, and can also learn from each other, you know. All right, so the first 5 minute candle formed here. Nothing really clean showing just yet. Pushing down. We're at a level here on the 1 minute chart and the 5 minute chart. You can see right there. Let's see how it reacts to this. I wouldn't be surprised if it just pumps back up in here and we have some noise for a little bit. No real clean setups or anything showing at the moment. Goal for the day, couple $100. You know, nothing crazy. I think there's a lot of other stuff coming this week. We're going to have bigger trading days than today. Today is one where you can make a little bit of profit and walk away and be happy. Now we got the 5 minute candle here and we are pushing down. The only reason I'm not super excited about taking a short is purely because we have all these fair value gaps and we have a support and resistance level down here. I don't see that as a continuation to the downside myself. Doesn't mean I'm right. Again, I just don't feel comfortable. It's not what I consider an A+ setup. And so for that reason, I'd rather sit on the sidelines than go into a trade and get burned. Do. All right. Bounced cleanly off that fair value gap, which is good. But going by my 5 minute candle breakout, technically we broke out. We're retesting, and we're looking like we could come down to the downside. But again, two fair value gaps and a support resistance level. I don't like the continuation down myself. So as boring as this is, sitting on the sidelines, I think is where I'm going to be at the moment. I made 42.50 here today so far. That's not a lot of money, but I'm not willing to give that back for a trade that I'm not very confident in. And that'll go quick now with multiple contracts. That was a single contract traded twice this morning over here on the 1 minute. Let's see. What can we get out of this? I want to see this thing push back up to that 29,321 level. Fill that fair value gap and have some continuation upwards on the north side of this 5 minute candle, but we're stuck lingering down here. Had some really good news this morning about the war, so the market pumped and now it's kind of retracing a little bit. We got some clean setup for the downside there. Candle closed outside it. The only thing I don't like is that we're pushing down into the support and resistance level and two fair value gaps. I could see this coming down and then having a big green candle reversing it right back up. Tempted, but I don't think I want to jump into it and then get pinched. Let's see if we can get a bounce off of this 29,226 area and get this opening pushed down to reverse. Maybe get some longs out of it. We shall see. Again, this is the micro June contracts on the NASDAQ. I like trading the micros purely because I can trade anywhere between 2 and 5 of them and stay in the move long enough without worrying about drawdown that I can make money. When you get into the bigger ones, you have to have deeper pockets and the capability to stomach the drawdown. If you're trying to make $10,000 a day, that's one thing. I'm just trying to make a living, make $300 to $1,800 a day, which is pretty good pay. That's plenty. So the micro contracts fulfill that niche for me, or that itch for me, if you will. All right, I like this. These are giant. Look at these candles over here, guys. Look at the wicks on this thing. Buyers pushing up. You got sellers pushing down. I mean, there's just a lot of inconsistent chop right now on the 1 minute chart, which is showing the 5 minutes on a lot of balance, even though it is in a downtrend. But be a little patient here. Again, still just waiting for that A plus setup. Touching the 200-day on the 1 minute chart. Outside looking in, I mean, that's a very clean 5 minute break and retest. The only reason I didn't take that trade was because we're coming down into two fair value gaps or three fair value gaps and a support and resistance level. So, as clean as that is, I didn't want to risk it. This would be where I expect it to bounce off the moving average, the fair value gap. Let's see. It's blazing right through on the 1 minute. I'm going to put two on here. No, up 110, 117, 114. Close that. Caught that one damn near perfectly. Yeah. I'm 25.50 on the day now. That was swift. All right. Buck 25.50 on the day, boys and girls. Got the bottom of that candle, and boy, did it move up quickly. And continuation down. Glad I closed. Now I get to wait. I guess I made $85 on that. It said I was making a lot more money than I did. Oh, we've completely retraced that whole move we had this morning, didn't we? Wow. Coming down here to my favorite entry on the 5 minute chart, the 200-day moving average. With good news like we had today, eventually we got to bounce. I mean, the 1 minute chart, we touched VWAP, this blue line over here. Very clean fall this morning on the 5 minute. Did not ride that. Took the long instead, waiting for the reversal. I'd rather be long in this market than short right now. Even though the trend is down, I'm just letting that exhaust itself. I like the idea that this could push up a little bit. Haven't seen a green candle yet on the 5-minute chart since opening. This could be where it does it. Looks like we're starting to find some balance. Tempted to take a single long here. I get another $30 on the day, I will have cleared the 150 mark, and that's kind of the baseline target for any day that I trade. Make at least $150. Otherwise, what am I doing sitting behind the computer? I like this push back. Come on, market. Give us something here. Give us something. Another gorgeous day in Knoxville, Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely gorgeous outside. I'm going to take a long here. All right, up $50 and moving. I get stopped out for a $50 win. I'm okay with it. 80, 100. Put that up there. It might reject off of that fair value gap. There we go. And guys, this is with one contract right now. Proof that you don't have to trade a ton of contracts to make a good living. I'm up $140 here just on this single trade. So that puts me in the 250 plus range for today right now because I was already up 125. We're up 150 on this one now. So good, clean, long, single contract. Okay, stop filled. What does that put us on the day? $253 on the day, guys. $253 on the day. And that is after commissions. Love it. Love it. There's a lot of times when the market is easier to see and predict, and I'll go in with more than just one contract. But yeah, today just kind of felt like a single contract kind of morning. Traded a single contract multiple times. I guess this one trade here, I think I did two, but outside of that, it was just one. Yeah, what did I do there? Yeah, that was two contracts. Yeah, this one right here was a two contractor. All these other ones over here were just one contractors. Cut that big green candle pretty nicely. It may continue, it may not. Honestly, my interest has gone down quite a bit now that I'm up $253 on the day and we got some chop. Not looking to give any back. Now it's just kind of sit on the sidelines. 952. I mean, who can complain about making $253 by 9:50 in the morning? Easy breezy, buddy. Hit my target of at least 150. Past couple days, I've been doing about 300 a day. I think Thursday, Friday, and today I did about 286, something like that. Let's see what I do. 286 on Thursday, 212 on Friday, 253 today. So nothing life changing, but steady. The market just hasn't been really giving the opportunities like sometimes it does. I mean, there are days when it just rips up or down, and you can make way more money. And I've made way more money out on the golf course with a single contract. Pulling $1,300 off of the market when it's a clean, clear setup, and you can sit in a position for a little bit. Right now, these aren't really clean and clear setups. This is, a lot of noise back and forth. So one contract allows you to kind of float in between them and make some money. It's a good setup. 5-minute candle pushed above the fair value gap. 1 minute over here showing some strength. Yeah, that's a good one. 29,174 to sell it at 238. 40, 71, so 30, 70-point move on a single contract. Put more than one contract on that, and you make several $1,000s on that one. I like the long here. This is looking clean. May continue up a little bit. Got a nice break and retest at that support level there, which is why I think it might go back up a little more. I'm going to take too long. So let's do stop there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let's see if we can get it to push up. Wonderful. Oh, 287 to 289 got clipped out. 259 on the day now. Small wins. I was eager to move that into, there it is. I was eager to move that into a small profit, take profit, just because the drawdown already happened. I was down $70 at one point with two contracts there. All good. Kind of what I thought might happen. Went right up there, pushed up in there. Yeah. Gotta have a little more patience. 259 on the day. Nothing crazy big, but still good pay. Good pay for a half hour of work in the morning. All right, folks. A lot of times, 10 o'clock, there are reversals that come in. There's no major 10 o'clock news today that I'm aware of. No, um, nothing major. Tomorrow, what do we got tomorrow? Yeah, nothing crazy right now. The only thing that's moving the market right now is, let's see, senior Iranian source. The U.S. has shown flexibility in ongoing discussions, including over limits to Iran's nuclear work. Okay. Okay. Well, all good stuff coming out of the pipeline here for the news feed. Cool. All right. Well, for those of you that tuned in, thank you for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow about 9 a.m. to trade again and make a little more money, hopefully. But this market shop and the fact that I'm already up 259 on the day, I'm just going to walk away. Maybe come back later if there's substantial movement. But this little up down, up down, these aren't A plus setups, hence the small contract sizes. So tune in if you guys want to trade tomorrow with me. Love to see it. Make sure you subscribe and like the video for me so we can get this thing kind of growing a little bit bigger. I know in years past I was more consistent than I have been. Frankly, that's just because I've been making money trading, so I haven't live streamed anything. But I think it's time that I add some value back to the world and give something to the community, because why not? All right. Well, y'all take care. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.